Did you just see that? Let's play it back. That was Asafa Powell running 9.74 to break the world record at the time, while easing up at the end. This man damn near jogged into the finish line. I'm not sure whether we should be impressed or frustrated, because this was just a couple weeks after the 2007 World Championships, where Tyson Gay took home gold with a 9.85. Meanwhile, Asafa Powell took home bronze with a 9.96. The Olympics were next year, but we already know who took home gold and broke the world record in that one. The question is, why wasn't Powell more aggressive at the finish line? How was he able to make it look so effortless? And what can we learn from him about speed? Despite breaking the world record twice, unfortunately, Powell never won an individual gold medal at the World Championships or the Olympics. He's often been criticized for underperforming in major competitions. This is a critical factor in performance that doesn't get talked about enough. There's various videos on drills and workouts to get faster. I've made several myself on this channel, but there is relatively little discussion on how to build mental strength. One theory is that as a result of Asafa Powell tragically losing his brothers, he was deeply affected psychologically. Another theory is that because he started track at a later age, he didn't build the unshakable confidence other Jamaicans developed from competing in large events. And one other theory is that because of injury, the timing was just never right. It's fascinating just how much of a difference confidence can potentially make on performance, because on the other hand, we have Usain Bolt, who's known for his larger-than-life persona, and it was reported that Marcel Jacobs attributes part of his success to seeing a sports psychologist on his path to Olympic gold, which helped him overcome mental blocks that came from growing up without his father. It makes you think about how important mental strength truly is at the elite level, especially in a sport where there are no timeouts, no overtime, and no second chances. While Powell's constantly criticized for his performance, he's also constantly praised for his technique. I've personally spent countless hours analyzing his footage to try and understand the art of sprinting. This leads us to the next question. How is he able to make it look so effortless even when running blazing fast speeds? In terms of Asafa Powell's technique, his star is arguably the greatest in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the only other person with as good a start is Christian Coleman, who has the advantage of being shorter and does have insanely strong ankles. Sue, the man with the fastest 60-meter split in the world, could also enter this conversation, but Asafa Powell is about 6'3", much taller than both of these guys. That puts him at a mechanical disadvantage compared to shorter sprinters, which makes his fast reaction time, low projection, and shin angles even more impressive. Then, once he's up and running, his ability to relax is poetry in motion. Relaxing the body is something that's counterintuitive when you're performing at 100% max effort, which is why it's so difficult to master this. Yet, Asafa Powell makes it look so easy. Relaxing is what allows these guys to maintain their top speed. In fact, there's an entire book on this topic written by Bud Winter, a guy that even Usain Bolt's coach took notes from. Asafa Powell is a master of relaxing, which as a result allows him to maintain his top speed effectively. That's why it appears as if he's not even trying. I'll admit, saying he broke the world record without trying is a hyperbole. These guys train hard almost every day, year after year, to make gradual improvements. He for sure intended on breaking the world record. He just made it seem like he wasn't trying because of his ability to relax. Another thing too, this race was a heat, which is likely the reason why he slowed down a few meters from the finish. From my understanding, part of running at an elite level is managing your fatigue levels and not getting injured, especially if you're running many rounds leading up to a final. Then the following year, he broke his record again with a 9.72 shortly after the Olympics, once again not attacking or leading at the finish line. However, when the Usain Bolt storm hit in the Beijing Olympics, Bolt took easing up at the finish line to a whole nother level, in what is possibly the most insane world record ever recorded on camera, with Usain Bolt dropping his arms way before the finish line and still breaking the world record. Moments like this make you question everything you once thought was true about performance. It makes you question if this man is even human. So back to Asafa Powell, what can we learn from him about speed? One, mental strength matters. In the sprint bootcamp, I talk about finding 1 to 3 weak points killing your speed. Sometimes a weak point can be something that we don't even see on the field. It can be a mental block, lack of confidence, or a problem handling pressure. 2, relax and win. Running fast isn't always enough. As great as it is to hit super fast top speeds, it's arguably just as important to be able to maintain that speed as well. 3, the rules of nature don't apply to everyone. For someone his height, his start is a work of art. His drive phase is impeccable, and let's not forget, he does hold the world record for having the most sub 10-second 100-meter performances in history. Speaking of world records, in this video I talk about rumors that Usain Bolt wants to compete again, including a public statement made from him about a potential return. We talk about why he really retired and the one thing that could bring him back to compete at least one more time. Click here to watch that video next.